Today's devotional is on why God uses sinners to complete his plan. Many people ask me from time to time, why is it that God would ever use somebody like me? I sin in this area, or I'm bad here, and I don't know why God would love me enough to use me, and how could I be valuable to God? And it's interesting because in our Bible reading at Rock Valley Chapel right now, we're going through the book of Genesis. And we are seeing tons of people who are sinners that God uses on a regular basis. God called Abraham out of the land of Ur before he changed his name, and then promised him a covenant. And even in there, Abraham demonstrates that he is not a faithful, not a strong man, not a courageous man, twice being willing to give up Sarah, his wife, to somebody else because he was afraid for his own life, and so forth. We see it with Isaac. We see it with Jacob, who swindled Esau out of his birthright. We see it with Judah, who was with Tamar and ended up having a baby that would end up becoming very significant in the line of David, and then ultimately in the line of Jesus as well. These were all sinful people, just like you and I are. And then if we go to the New Testament, we can see this in the life of Peter, who lacked faith, especially when it counted the most, when Jesus was being held by the high priest just before his crucifixion. God uses sinners all the time to complete his plan because we're all sinners. Every one of us has sinned, and God continues to use us. Why is that? I think a good response to that might be from 2 Corinthians 4, verse 7, where Paul writes, "But we have this treasure, namely the gospel of Jesus Christ, we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that the surpassing power belongs to God and not to us." God uses us, even in our sinful state, to demonstrate to us how much he loves us and how much we need him in order to complete what he's called us to do. God loves you and me so much. Not only did he die on the cross for us, which is more than sufficient for us, not only did he send Jesus to suffer for you and me, God also chooses to use us in our sinfulness to fulfill his plans, and in so doing demonstrate his great love for us and encourage us to be more and more dependent on him, because we are jars of clay. We are broken vessels who need God to animate us in order to do his will and to bring glory to his name. So I hope that if you ever struggle with this notion that you're not good enough to be used by God, that you would go to 2 Corinthians 4:7 and be reminded that God loves to use broken vessels for his glory. Thank you, and God bless you.